Hi everyone, it's RitPro. Welcome back to another episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom. So this time we are going to explore the Downtown Rooftops. And before we do that, let's head over here. Because we are going to first change back into SpongeBob for a minute. Because over here there is a button, and since Sandy doesn't have a ground pound like SpongeBob and Patrick do, she can't hit this button and we need SpongeBob. Now get ready for some serious head trauma. Can't imagine that feels very good, but up here we have a sock. Should mention if you try to ride those blades, you can get a purple shiny object, but it's honestly not worth it. It's just shiny objects. I shouldn't be up here. You'll see what that does later. But for now, let's change back into Sandy. Alright, let's fly over here. One of the worst early game enemies. So that is an enemy called the Chuck. It'll just throw missiles at you, and it gets very annoying later. Just trust me, it gets very annoying. And Sandy, since Sandy doesn't have a ground pound, you have to use a lasso with her to kill the G-Love enemies that we saw in the last episode. Let's wait for this bridge to come down. So you want to stand kind of in the middle because it's actually going to tilt back and forth depending on where you're standing. Here we have a Duplicatotron. Just get rid of that. And we'll swing from these Texas swingers over to these other enemies. We have a Chompbot, and a G-Love. And it looks like we have to pay for the privilege to hit this button. So if I press it, this will actually send us over to the area I wasn't supposed to be. By the way, if you actually try to use that trampoline to wind up at that spatula, there is an invisible wall that gets in the way. There are speedrunners do use glitches to get around that, but I'm not using glitches, so oh well. If y'all want to look in the speedruns, they're actually very interesting. There are a few YouTubers and Twitch streamers that run this game, and it's very interesting the routes that they take and the glitches that they use. There we go. We got a golden spatula, and then this teleport box will take us right back to where we were. There we go. This will send us up here with two Chompbots. But first, let's head back over here. We have a steering wheel and a sock. Let's cross over here. Swing over. Finally fill up our health again. Let's try a Duplicatotron. Ah! Alright, let's try this again. Alright, there we go. Now that will lower trampolines. That will get us up to the next checkpoint. There we go. What if she grabs the Chuck by the eyes? And honestly, with how annoying that enemy is, it's kind of funny. Let me just fly between all these bridges. There's this one and this one that you want to land on. I can't lasso that. But this is actually a very funny thing that can happen. There you go. That's the only time I know that that will happen in the game. And then let's hop up here. And he got to me before I was able to fully lasso him. And that Sandy slide, she actually is the only one who actually uses the proper equipment to ski. It's that kind of usage is why I don't like Chucks. You're flying over not much land, and with what land there is being moving land, it's not necessarily the best combination, or the most fair, I guess. There's a use for Chucks later in Downtown Bikini Bottom that absolutely annoys me every time it comes up. That's another thing I don't like. Again, the moving floors, the conveyor belts. Not the most fair. Laser fires again. And let's try to just melee him. There we go. And we got the spatula. Or, I'm sorry, Larry, the antenna. Alright, I have to change back to SpongeBob for the next part. So back here we have a sock and a teleport box that will get us back to Larry if we decide to talk to him again. And now let's go into the lighthouse. Something that SpongeBob mentioned earlier that we didn't even know that was our goal. Now we have a challenge inside the lighthouse. Destroy robots and duplicatrons on each level. Down another level. And on this level, I guess, the duplicatron is actually on a platform, so you can't just drop down and break it. At least not as easily. And then I believe this is the last level. Yes, it is. Make sure you get under here quickly so you can hit that Thunder Tiki. That'll give you a Mega Monster combo, and will show a... Hold on, let's... a purple shiny object. Let's just destroy this duplicatron first, because I feel like a lot of these are being respawned. There we go. So before we get that spatula, since that's on the way out, let's do this first.
Number 1 on the Bikini Bottom scavenger
Got
hunt
another.
3 years running. Thank you.
There we go. And then let's head on up these. And got a sock. And then down here, let's get our spatula. And head back down to downtown Bikini Bottom streets.
You have to open this door from the inside.
Way to take it full circle, old buddy. Alright, let's go check out this area. So we need for you to open the gate. And the SpongeBob's Not So Subtle Seattle reference, we are going to the Sea Needle. So if it wasn't obvious, this is the area that I said I don't know if we'll go to now or later on in the game.
There you are, boy. Someone's broken the sea needle.
But I said let's go ahead and do it. We'll just have to come back later.
That's horrible. The Sea Needle is the cradle of Crochet Corner.
Yes it is. But what's more important is that there are tikis and shiny objects just outside the windows.
Mr. Krabs, how can you think of money at a time like this?
Easy. I just clear my mind. Money, money, money. Now listen here, boy. You know that I'll give you golden spatulas if you bring me shiny objects. But I'm going to sweeten the deal. If you can break all the tikis here at the Sea Needle, I'll give you a bonus golden spatula.
Why would I want to break the tikis, Mr. Krabs?
'Cause they were laughing at you and calling you funny names.
What kind of funny names?
You know, SpongeBob Butt Pants.
That's not very funny.
No. But they said your mom was ugly.
Ugly? All right, Mr. Krabs, break them I shall. You got a deal.
Alright, so now we have our mission. But they're outside the window. How are we gonna possibly break them? There are bungee hooks. This one's not as easy as the other ones. It says you actually have to aim for certain things. That, tikis don't just fly towards you the same way shiny objects do. And specifically, you want to aim for the one with the purple top because that is a floating tiki. And if you get that one, the other ones below it will fall. There are 3 windows. That is the first, and that is by far the easiest one. Alright, let's dodge this tartar. This one has another. But I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to see if I can get past something else real quickly. So that's just another way to get back to the main area. This is what I said is the worst chuck placement in the game. I'm lucky. Oh, whoa. There we go. I'm lucky he didn't actually hit the platform I was standing on because that could have killed me in one hit. And there we go. We just got all of the steering wheels. But we're missing a sock. We can't get that quite yet. We're gonna have to come back to this level in order to get that. Plus another spatula as well. Yeah, this one is worse because it has both stone tikis and thunder tikis. If you can, try to hit thunder tikis on your way up, or just graze them going down. You will graze them by just going past it real slowly without pressing the A button. But even then, it doesn't always work. The thunder tikis will hurt you. There's no countdown or anything. They're just gonna straight up explode. It sucks, but that's how they designed this level. There we go. It's number 2 done. See if we can get a little bit of health heading back.
Like a new spark.
And now we have number 2 to deal with.
What the experience?
This one still has Thunder Tikis. It's just not as many. Let's see if I can. There we go. Got 2 for the price of 1. There we go. Awesome. And that cheer means we are good to head back.
Good work, boy. Here's the golden spatula, like I promised.
Alright, so I haven't had to talk about until now. The start menu, you can actually teleport to these specific missions. So we can teleport now to End of the Road. The gold means that you have gotten the spatula, and the silver means you have unlocked it, but you haven't gotten it yet. You saw a silver one at the end of that line.
SpongeBob.
That's the spatula we can't get yet. We're gonna have to come back later in the game.
Well, there were these robots. I met Sandy, and the lighthouse was...
Okay. Sorry I asked. Here's the golden spatula that I promised you.
Thanks, Mrs. Pop. Now I'll help you guys evacuate.
But SpongeBob, you don't have a driver's license.
Oh, don't I?
No, you don't.
Well, if I don't, then what's this?
A library card.
Oh.
Alright, and that's gonna do it for this episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom. And remember to like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.